From Freddie Ljungberg's point of view, Tom, a couple of games in charge now. What have you seen with the team that he's had? Obviously, it's the same squad that Unai Emery had. It seemed like everyone was on very good terms with Unai Emery, even though he managed to get sacked and now he's out the door. Is Freddie the man for the interim or for the longer term, do you feel?
I think for the interim, to be honest, the 2 or 3 games he's been in charge, he's brought in some players who, speaking to Arsenal fans that I know...
unpopular was the word that they would have used, wasn't it? Yeah.
But as you say, they got a decent result against West Ham. They'll probably be grateful with a draw in the end tonight, but I think on the scale of both performances, they won't be anywhere near what the Arsenal fans or the players themselves expect of each other.
It's a curious position that they managed to work themselves into, isn't it? I mean, they're crying out for change off the back end of Arsene Wenger. Unai Emery comes in, had a long unbeaten run last season, which included a lot of draws. You've got to say that as well. And now a poor start to this season, disharmony between the players, the fans, and the management, and lots of former players in different roles and responsibilities within Arsenal. What has got to be the first port of call for them to get them back to somewhere near what they would presume?
Well, I think you need to get a manager. I mean, I know football clubs, you want to create a culture in them and everything, but when you look at Emirates, it was similar to Arsene Wenger. He wanted to play the same type of football, and towards the end, that wasn't working for Arsene Wenger. So, you know, for me, they need to get a manager in that's going to change the culture. The last time I was on here, you know, I thought Jose Mourinho would have been a good fit for the football club to go in there and maybe change everything, but obviously Tottenham get in there ahead of that. So, you know, for me, Carlo Ancelotti's out there now. Would he be someone who would be interested in Arsenal? Of course he would. Massive football club. You know, his CV is up there with the best of them in Europe. So, you know, the Arsenal job is still an attractive job, but whoever gets it needs to change the culture within the club, because as it stands right now, you know, it seems a long, long time ago since you were talking about the Invincibles. It is a long time ago, but you know, it's no good. You know, and I think if you go and ask the Arsenal fans, it used to be you could sit, you could watch them playing football, you would enjoy it, even if you were losing the games, because they were playing so well. Whereas now, I don't even think that's the case. They seem too easy to play against.
Well, I mean, to accentuate the positives, they have shown character to come from behind, and we've seen sometimes with the Arsenal side, the finger that's pointed at is a lack of character, lack of leaders. Would you look at that as an Arsenal fan, if you can put yourselves in the shoes of an Arsenal fan, Tom, and say, well, maybe they're showing a bit more fight than perhaps they have over the course of the opening start of the season?
Definitely. I think they're obviously fighting for Ljungberg. He'll be well respected around the place by the players. But the leadership thing, again, I think that probably comes from the top. You ain't got the chairman or the owners that are really decisive and like, we want this manager, we're going to stick with him for 3 or 4 years, build whatever he wants. And that's where I think the leadership problems come from, which gradually filters down and has been shown on the pitch for most of this season. But they have, as you say, under Freddie, they've shown a lot more fight in the last couple of games, albeit without the performances that they would expect.